Hello, I am Andi the Knittress, and this is my corner of the internet where I like to share all things that I do crafty. It's mostly yarn, and you can find me on the internet as Andi the Knittress on Instagram and Ravelry. You can also find me as TheKnottyKnittress on Instagram, Ravelry, and Facebook, and then at my website, TheKnottyKnittress.com. If you are a new viewer, thank you for coming along, checking me out, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you for continuing to follow along on my journey. Today is September 30th. This is episode 37. I have my mug that I'm twinsies with Teresa from Pretty Twisted Skeins because I bought her one for her birthday, even though her birthday is not till the end of October. I just wanted to make sure she had her birthday gifts in time. And I also suck at keeping secrets, so I had to mail it to her as soon as possible because I just like giving people things. So I have a finished object. It is my carved pullover by Emily Haver, and this is knit in Pretty Twisted Yarns Tinsel DK in Knittress Purple, and I love it, and I'm so glad that we're getting cooler days so that I can wear it. I knit mine cropped because I like to wear them over dresses and peplum tops and such. So it's cute and it's so sparkly. I think you can see like the shimmer. This yarn is like the sparkliest yarn. Few things I altered about this pattern. This pattern is meant to be knit, I think, with some positive ease, and I don't prefer that always in my sweaters. Sometimes I do, but not in this one. So I cast on for a smaller bust size and then increased until I met my yoke depth. And then I cast on the remainder of the stitches under the arm to make up the difference from casting on a smaller size. The other thing I did was I decreased following the raglan lines until I got to a point here, and then did a decrease, like a centered decrease up the arm, which I really like because that gives me the extra space I need underneath the armpits. And then I altered the jack-o'-lantern grin a little bit to make it a little more spooky, since I already do have one of these in green. And I will pop in a little either video or a picture here of me in both sweaters because I can. And then you can get the full gist of kind of how I would style this sweater. So the other thing I have finished is this cute little hat. And this is just a 1x1 rib hat that I knit on my Erlbacher Gearheart Speedster, my circular sock machine. And this is in color Spooky Brew from here in Colors Dyeworks. And I just love the way this yarn turned out. It is my absolute favorite. So there is that for an FO, but I thought that I would maybe have another FO for you, but life gets in the way a little longer. So I have been keeping progress on all of my garments lately, or projects when I knit them. Every time I sit down, or like every day I sit down to knit on it, I'll put a new progress keeper. And so I cast this on August 20th. And I finished it yesterday, which was the 29th. end of September. So that's like just a little over a month. But I didn't actually work on this for a month. I pulled 17 progress keepers off here. So that means there were 17 days that I worked on this sweater. So, I mean, I think that's about average. Some days I would knit for shorter periods of time than others. It just depended on how tired I was at the end of the day when I sat down to knit. So I thought, because I was almost done, I was on the ribbing last Sunday, and I thought that maybe I'd be able to get that done and then zoom through my penguino because it's almost done also. But I didn't. I just finished this last night. So sometimes, we have busy days and such. You just can't get as much knitting as you thought you could. But it's okay because we're just knitting. We're doing, the craft that we would like to do. So, I joined the pigskin party by Boston Jen from Down Cellar Knits, and I decided to cast on for the recalibrate, and I apologize that I can't remember who it's by, but I will pop it in here. The name of the pattern and the designer. So I cast this on the 23rd, which is the beginning of the pigskin party, and I am doing the front and back panel in the leftover yarn from my Beetlejuice sweater. So this is the self-striping There's a Beetle in My Juice by Pretty Twisted Yarns, and this is on her Endure base that is BFL. And I'm doing them 2 at a time. Since I have to make a front and a back panel, I figured I might as well do them 2 at a time, especially since I already had this yarn separated for sleeves. And these are just living in some ball socks, some scrappy ball socks that I made for myself. And I absolutely love it because you can see that the ball sock is hugging this cake of yarn, and it's not unraveling or making a mess. It's just going to slowly get smaller and smaller, preventing messy yarn cakes and yarn barf in my project bag. So I cast that on. It hasn't got much work since the first day. This was all just the first day, so I will move this marker. Well, actually, I'll put in a new marker here the next time I sit down and pick it up. I didn't work on this much because, I want to get some of my bigger projects off the needles so that I can cast on more things. And I also needed to get some big things off the needles because Stephen West Mystery Knit Along is coming up, and I want to be able to focus on that as much as possible. And this is all living in my awesome Beetlejuice bag by Stitching Plaza. That's Georgianne. I love these bags. And, I've got quite a bit of yarn in here. I think there's the project so far, which, will eventually outgrow this bag. And then I've got 3 full skeins and then 2 half skeins of yarn in this bag. So it holds quite a bit. And they're all caked up. So that is one of the whips that I've been working on. Another one is my Tri Gradient Shawl by Stephen West. And I am knitting this in 2 one-of-a-kind colorways from here in Colors Dyeworks on a yak base and a llama base. The llama is called, it's like a llama glow, so there's a little bit of a shimmer sparkle, which I don't think is going to show up on the camera, but it's coming along. This is kind of my sitting and talking and knitting project. And as I said last time, I kind of made the mistake in this one section where I forgot to do increases, and so I'm just repeating that. So right now I am in one of the sections where I will just knit back and forth in the brioche straight without any increases, and it's creating a lovely little wavy edge. So that's cool. And it's not gonna grow super quickly. Maybe I'm not gonna put any time limits on myself for this one, just because it's you know, I'm talking to people, or sometimes when I do my Sunday chats, my Sunday live chats, I'll work on that. So, and that is living in this bag that I got at Black Sheep Gathering. This is from M to the Third. It's just a really cute little waxed canvas bottom bag with some mushrooms and cacti, like, you know, some foliage. And then the other thing that I have been working on quite a bit is my penguono. And this is living in my giant walker bag because it's giant and it's all my scraps from Pretty Twisted Yarns. And, well, you know, I made them scraps so that I could knit this. Artemis, there's nobody here. Sorry for the doggo, but, you know, this is a real life house. So this is the Bear cone yarn that I am using, held with all of my scraps. So it just sits on my little yarn butler here. And I usually have it sitting on my table, but I had to transfer it over to here so that I could show you all what's going on with it. So right now I am on the bottom doing the, I chose to do the garter bottom on this one since I did the brioche bottom on my other one. And I have, let's see, I've got all this, because I'm holding yarn in triplicate. It's a little difficult to show you, but I am in love with this. So I think that I was working on one of these panels the last time I showed it to you guys, and I have since done the sleeves on both sides, and I'm in love with the way that I faded these colors together. And I did do the welts, like I showed you guys. I did the welts on the front panel, and I did welts on this shoulder cap here. And then I mattress stitched them together. It's kind of like a rough mattress stitch there, but I'm happy with it. And it looks really cool when I tried it on. And this sleeve is just like a little short. It's a little shorter than this sleeve falls. I want to say it's kind of just right at my elbow, if I remember correctly. And I'm hoping to have this done the next time I film, which will be, I'm trying to keep like an every other week pattern. And this is the other sleeve, which I really love. And that one's, you know, got some blues into purples. And I did ribbing for the cuff instead of the, I think it was garter and seed stitch and garter on the sleeve. And I just did stockinette and then ribbed the bottom. And I really like how clean that ribbing turned out. So I'm super excited to get this done. Let's see, can we see it all here? Yeah. So I'm working on the bottom now in the garter. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go. This is definitely a more fitted version of the penguono, which is what I was intending. So after I finish The bottom, all I have to do is pick up this shawl collar and then the bind off for the whole thing. So I'm excited to have that done and be able to wear that. And that's everything I've been working on knitting wise. It's not much. I mean, I've done a few hats. I've done a few hats on my Addie King for selling at the farmer's market. Yeah, so, but I mean, I could pop in a picture of a few of them here. It's just some yarn that I've had in my stash, and why not utilize it? So I have a few acquisitions, and then I will do a little bit of shop talk. So let's see. Let me organize this a little bit better. So I took my daughter to the Halloween store, and the Halloween Spirit Halloween. Yeah, Halloween Spirit. No, Spirit Halloween. Oh my gosh, is it on here? Spirit Halloween. Okay. So, that is old news. They had a Beetlejuice reusable tote. So I kind of was like, hey, let's get that bag for your trick-or-treating. So then I can have it when trick-or-treating is over. Because why not? It's cool. And I love reusable totes. Because we always use them when we go grocery shopping every time. Like, we keep them in our car. And then what we usually do is we load all the groceries up into the cart, onto the conveyor, and then back into the cart. And then we'll bag our groceries when we're in the parking lot, which kind of might seem silly to some people, but I get a little bit of anxiety in the grocery line. I feel like I'm holding it up if I'm, like bagging my groceries too slow. And then I rush and then things get put in the wrong bags. But if we do it when we're at the car, then I can make sure that the frozen stuff all ends up in the same bag and the refrigerator stuff ends up in the same bag and, dry goods are all in the same bag. And then I don't feel like I'm rushed by anyone, which it's not like the person behind me in line is fussing at me at all. It's just like a built-in self-anxiety that I have. So I got that when we took her to get her Halloween costume, which she wants to be Killer Bunny this year. Cool. Another thing that I got is I got it just, I think, the day after I filmed last time. So I've had this for a little bit. I got my Pretty Twisted Yarns self-striping of the month colorway for September. And I do know that she's taking a break on that because she's got a lot on her plate right now. But this color is called Hay Bales, and it's her daughter Haley helped her design it, and Hay Bales is her nickname. So this is that, and I think that this is awesome. What's really cool is it kind of matches her Halloween sticker. Like, they're pretty similar in appearance. It's kind of awesome. And I always chose to get the coordinating heels, toes, and cuffs, because why not? Oh, this sweater is, I'll get to enter this sweater in her Pretty Twisted Yarns Spooky Sweater knit along, because it's an FO. But what reminded me of that is I'll probably cast these on. There is a Halloween sock along. I think that Vanessa from Knitty Witch is hosting. So might cast those on, but I also have a couple of other things that I might cast on also. I don't usually hand knit socks anymore because I have my sock machine, but I really have been wanting to try a heel flap and gusset again because the one time I did it, those socks don't fit me, and it's not the gusset's fault. It's because their color work, and my color work was too tight on the sock. And so those socks just live on blockers and hang on my wall, and they never get worn. They're just art. They're art socks. It's a thing, I think. So then, so Furls came out with a new hook color in the Odyssey, and the last time I think I was telling you guys when I was working on my tarantula, which has got no attention lately, that I thought I had lost my size D hook and that I was going to have to buy another one. I decided to buy another one anyway because I like to have multiple hooks in the same size. So I ordered their new color, which is called Sienna. And this is size D, and I got myself a J also. And did you know that if you order 2 hooks of the same kind, they send you a free little bag? I don't know if it's all the time or like just because this was new, but I didn't order this bag when I ordered these. And I got this cool bag with these little armadillo on it. And the zipper matches the hook. So that's cool. I got a little notions pouch for that. Let me put this back in here before that gets lost. I like to, when my yarn comes in a bag, I usually store it in a bag until I use it, just because I do. So that's really cool. And then I got, now this one is gonna be a gift for a friend of mine, but you maybe saw in the beginning of my video where I make my coffee that I had a cool new spoon. Let's see, can you see through that glare on that bag? This one's going to be for my friend, so it's still in the plastic. And this is from livelyghosts.com, and they have these cool jack-o'-lantern spoons. Yeah, no, there's just the glare from the light. I think you saw it, but you saw in the beginning, but because I have my cool little skull spoon, and now I have a little jack-o'-lantern one, and then I'm going to give this one to my friend whose birthday is coming up very soon. And the next thing I got, Amy from Happy Little Yarn makes bags, and she posted this fabric, and I needed it because who doesn't need lady butt mushrooms? And this is a really nice bag. It's a pretty decent size. I could probably fit quite a bit of yarn in here because I like a big bag. Oh, I forgot a bag. My friend Amber and her husband made me a bag, and I don't know, I don't know where I put it. Oh, I know where it's at. It's in my car because they gave it to me yesterday when I was at the farmer's market. I will pop in a picture of the bag that they made for me, which is the same bag that was in my Hocus Pocus kit. But this is an awesome bag. It's huge. Like, this is almost as wide as me. So I could fit like lots of yarn in here. Let's see, there's 2, 4, 6 skeins comfortably in there. So that's awesome. And that is from Amy's website. I do believe it's happylittleyarn.com. Let's see. I will link it below if I'm incorrect. But she sent me a cool little coaster with it, which is awesome. And I just love that she got, I'm going to fold this so you guys don't see all of my information. And I just love that she got this cool stamp with her face on it. And I totally want to do the same thing. I'm going to reach out to her and ask her where she got it from. Because I want to stamp all of my invoices with my face. Why not? And then I got from a very awesome person, sent me a wonderful card and told me that they just had to get these for me when they saw them. And then they sent this cool little card in there that says you are an inspiration. And I reached out to this person and said thank you so much. And I'm just beyond excited with these. Let's see, I think there's 2, 4, 3. Okay, so there's these cool buttons. They look like spider webs. So there's 4 of these, and then there's 2 of these. Oh, come on. There we go. So, and then 2 of these ones. And these are going to be perfect. I don't know. I don't remember where. I was talking about it either on a live or maybe my last episode, but when I made that Beetlejuice sweater, it kicked my brain into gear, and I have all the ideas for sweaters. So I want to make a Jack and Sally cardigan, where Jack and Sally are on the back of the sweater, and then the whole bottom, like ribbing and up, and it would all be a silhouette. So it would be black on probably green is what I'll do. It'll probably be black and green because I don't really want a black and white sweater. But and so it'll be a cardigan, and I'll knit back and forth so that I don't have to worry about the yarn in being difficult. But so it'll be a silhouette along the bottom, kind of like my stocking that I made a couple of years ago. I'll put in a picture here of what I'm talking about. And so I want to do a cardigan that's like that, and these buttons would be perfect for that cardigan. So thank you very much. And these are, I did ask her in case people were wondering where these came from. They were from eBay, and they are Czech glass buttons. So if you kind of just search around the internet for those, then you will see, you'll maybe find something like that. So thank you so much for that. This makes me want to cast that sweater on like now. I still have to chart it out. I haven't charted it out. But that makes me want to do that. So I've touched a little bit on a project that I'm working on, which is I'm almost ready to show you guys everything for that. But a few dyers have joined in. So one of the dyers sent me some extra goodies with the yarn that is in my project. Sorry for the crinkles. And that is Tammy from Cinematic Skeins. She is an amazing person, and I just am really in awe with some of the colors that she dyes. I they're so beautiful. I mean, I love my husband's colors, but he likes bright, bright all the time. And sometimes you want like a moody depth in colors, and I feel like all of Tammy's yarn there's like a mood to them. And plus, because they all have the vibe of whatever movie that she's dyeing them after, because her name is Cinematic Skeins, and so all of her colorways are after movies, which is really awesome because, you know, most of us just love movies and we love the movies that we love. So she sent me this awesome sock set, which I have been eyeing this sock set and I have been waiting for it to hit her shop so that I could snag one. And she sent me one and I am so thankful. This is called Bio Exorcist, and this is from this year's version of Bio Exorcist. Let me kind of take this down, strip it down a little bit, show you. Show it off. It's gorgeous. It's so moody. I love it. She's got a whole nother, she's got a little sock set for like a mini set also that is Beetlejuice related. So I'm just Central Time and I am a late sleeper. I might have to wake up early over here on the West Coast to see if I can't snag some of her other Beetlejuice themed yarns, because you know I love all the Beetlejuice yarn. So I'm excited because I might cast these on for the Halloween sock along. We'll see. But everything I cast on works for the works towards the pigskin party, which is essentially like it has to be a new cast on, and then you get points for however many yards that you work up. Which, cool enough, is machine knitting also works in that the pigskin party. You just count half of the yardage because, you know, you get it done in half the time because you're on a machine. But with this, she also sent me an awesome bag that is massive and I love it. It's got Beetlejuice all over it, and there's Lydia and Beetlejuice and the Maitlands and the handbook for the recently deceased. This is a huge bag and I love it because we all know I knit sweaters all the time. I like big bags. I can't lie. I like big bags. And this is a drawstring bag, and this is like so nice. Like, it's like a quilted bag. It's really awesome. So thank you so much, Tammy, for making this for me. It really, it's awesome. I can't say thank you enough. And so that's, just makes my heart so happy. Oh, I'm banging the microphone around. Sorry if I am. All right, so I think that is everything that I have got in. Is that correct? Yes, yes, yes. And then I showed you that. So next, I have some shop talk. Going a little quick today, which is kind of cool. A couple of coupon codes. I forgot to tell you that Pretty Twisted Yarns, Teresa from Pretty Twisted Yarns, has given my viewers a coupon code for her shop, and it is Pretty Naughty 15, and I will pop it in here. Pretty Naughty 15 will get you 15% off of your entire order. And at TheKnottyKnittress.com, you can get 15% off of your entire order by using code KNITTRESS15. So, I also have a rewards program on my website. So if you go there, down in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a little prize box, or it'll just say rewards. And you can click there and you can sign up. You get points for following me on all of the social medias that are linked, and then each dollar you spend gets you so many points. And then when you get to whatever number points, I'll put it in here because I forgot to look again. Then you'll earn a $5 off coupon. So, and $5, sometimes that pays for the shipping on the, if you have like a little small order, then it's just like, you know, $5 off. Okay, so we've got a few new colors in on the website. Bobby has re-dyed Halloween camo, so there's a few skeins of Halloween camo back in the shop. He had dyed up some more Beetlejuice, but that has since sold out. But he did dye this really awesome color called Spooky Brew, and we have a few skeins of that. And these are both on the Fern Falls base. And then this is what Spooky Brew looks like knit up in 1x1 rib in a hat. And then a few people were asking about the colors that we had in the shawl kit. They were only in the shawl kit at first, but he went ahead and re-dyed Dost Thou Comprehend, and as well as Calming Circle. And these are on the MCN base. So you can notice that, well, if you notice maybe, the purple is a little different because, you know, dyes take different on different bases. And originally the shawl kit was on singles, and we wanted to see how it turned out on the MCN base we have, which is our Tokety Falls base. So those are available in the shop. And then we've got, I showed you guys Antique Mauve last time, but since then he has dyed Blueberry Muffin and Plum Dandy. And these guys, they look really good together. I don't know what they need to live in, but they should live into something together. And this is, it's looking more gray on the camera than it is in real life, but if you pop over to TheKnottyKnittress.com, you will see those available, and the pictures will be a little more accurate than you're seeing here on this video. And then we got, so we started a new line. There is a waterfall here. It's called Deadline Falls, which is like perfect because Deadline is going to be our new base. It's just going to be the base where we put anything that we're trying out, or if it's yarn that we can't get back anymore. But we still want to dye it and offer it for you. So I got all of this. It's 100% merino, and it's 17 microns, and it is a merino from Australia, and then it's milled in the US. So it came over here as roving, and then it was sent to a mill to be spun. And I got this base, and it's so very soft. And he dyed up Firefly, which that is blowing out a whole lot. It's not nearly as there is white in it in a few spots, but it's not as bright as it's showing on the screen. And then he dyed up Cotton Candy Dreams on there. And I haven't worked this one up, but I have worked this up. And I will pop in a picture of what that looks like worked up. So This is super soft, and because this is just it's milled semi-locally, it's 110 grams, and then there's 244 yards, which would usually be around a DK, but this is actually, it works up like a sport weight, but when I measure the wraps per inch, it says it's a fingering weight. So I would recommend a size 4 needle when working with this, but it works up beautifully and it's so soft. But yeah, I wish you guys could feel this. It's just so squishy. So squishy. So yeah, check out TheKnottyKnittress.com. Sign up for the rewards program. There's a coupon code for my viewers. Also, if you sign up for my newsletter, which I only send out once a month, I don't bug everybody. I just send a newsletter out once a month, kind of just updating you on what's going on and if there's any new things in the shop and all that. So check that out and buy some pretty yarn. So life talk. I have been working a booth at the local farmers market, a local farmers market to me in Sutherland, Oregon. And I've been having such a good time doing that. It's really fun to actually take all this yarn out into the public and let people see it. It's been super fun. I forgot to mention that one of my viewers stopped by at the farmers market to see me. Her name is Christy, and I'm so glad that you reached out to me and said, hey, I'm going to be in your area. I'd love to meet with you. That is one of the whole reasons I started this podcast, was to make yarny friends. And so I'm so glad that you took that leap and reached out and said, hey, I know I don't know you, but I want to get to know you. So thank you so much, Christy, for stopping by to see me. And she said it was okay that I pop a picture. I took a selfie of us together. But it was really awesome to chit chat about being yarn weirdos, because that's kind of what we are all here. Don't we all just obsess over yarn and think it's awesome? So if you are ever wondering if I'd like to meet you, the answer is yes. I would love to meet every one of you. I would love to put faces to names, and so thank you so much for reaching out so that we could meet each other. That was really awesome. And thanks. So I've signed up for a couple of other spots to vendor. I'm doing we have in downtown Roseburg, there's going to be a festival called Blocktoberfest, and that will be on October 8th. And that'll be in our downtown area on Jackson Street and Main Street. And I want to say that runs from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. I will correct myself if I'm wrong. And then I'm also going to do a cool little, it's like a little vendory thing, but it's for discounted vaccines for dogs and pets and stuff to get their discounted vaccines. And it's called Halloween, which is just super cute. So I'll be setting up a booth then, and that will be on October 15th from 9 a.m. No, I think it might be 11 a.m. also. I will pop in the time right here in case you're interested. And then I'm going to go on Sunday, October 16th. I'm going to go to OFF or OFFF, Oregon Flock and Fiber Festival, 3 Fs, OFFF. So I can check that out. I don't know if I'll be meeting my friend Haley up there. I hope so. Haley is awesome. She has a new podcast. You guys should check it out. She's hilarious. She's way more interesting than I am. So you should go watch her. It's called Binky Bean on YouTube, and I will link that down below. She's hilarious, and I love her. And she's like my IRL friend. She used to live here in Roseburg, but she's since moved away from me. And I keep trying to tell her to come back, but you know. And at one point in time, I was like, you should totally be on my podcast with me someday. And we talked about it, but we could never get together to actually do it. And now she has her own, and that's really awesome. But we might meet up. I don't know if I have to check in with her, see if we can go to that together. But I'm excited to go up there because I want to go see Boss Kitty. I want to go to her booth and check out her yarn in person because I've recently started I've seen her yarn like pop up in my Insta feed before, but I was watching Kayla from Alt Knots, and she showed this color that I don't know if they sent it to her, she ordered, but it was called Ectoplasm, which is like slime green, lime green. You know, that's my jam. So I went, and checked her out. And she's got a really cool podcast going there, and it's on YouTube. I'll link that down below. Kind of cool. She's got a little wheel that she spins, and people could win prizes, or you know, she'll tell a dad joke, or you know, it's just neat. And she sits and knits on her project, and then show you what kind of yarn she's got going. It's just really interesting to watch. So if you can ever catch one of her lives, I think she's on Monday and Wednesday. Yeah, I would check that out. I was supposed to be talking about life stuff, but really I'm just talking about podcasts that I've been watching, which is part of my life. Because, you know, whenever I'm working on socks or weaving in ends, or even sometimes when I'm just working on my website, I will have a little window open and just listen to podcasts, and that's how I can keep up with people, because other than that, I don't have enough time because I'm just constantly working, which makes me super happy. Let's see what else is going on. My kids are all in school. My daughter's got a lot of extracurricular activities these days. So we've been juggling that schedule. But yeah. Oh, my mom's coming out to visit, I think. I could be wrong. I think no, I think that she's going to come out and visit me soon. But recently, and when she does come visit, she's going to bring them to me. My mom found some postcards in my grandmother's old house that are really old. They're from like 1910, and it's from family members of ours coordinating, like writing back and forth to each other. And the one of them lived here in Roseburg, Oregon. And it just blew my mind because, I mean, like I knew that my family was from the West Coast, but I don't really know too much about um, my family history and my heritage and stuff like that. So it was just really cool that my mom found these postcards, and I will pop in a picture here of, you know, the one little postcard. But it's just like, I always felt like when I moved here, it was, I don't know, I was just drawn to this little town, which is, it's just a little town. It's not like, you know, I don't know. It's just something in the universe brought me to this town. And to find out that my family actually used to live here, it's just really cool. It's just awesome. Like, I don't know. Do you guys get what I'm like saying? I don't know. It's just really interesting to me that I ended up back in this town where my family was already from here, and I had no clue. So it's kind of awesome. All right. I don't think I have much else to chit chat about. Let me just double check my notes. Yeah, I don't have much. So go watch all the yarn podcasts and knit all the things and share them all with me because I want to see. Believe me, I am your biggest cheerleader. If you want to start a sweater, I'm your cheerleader. If you want to knit socks and you've never knit socks before, I'm your cheerleader. You can do everything because it is all just one stitch at a time.